Ronda Rousey has reignited her issues with Joe Rogan, saying that he is not an expert in MMA and saying that he is just a fan with an audience. She's releasing some new book, and I made a video because she released a book like a year and a half ago as well. I did a video about her delusions about her career and her skill level back then, and it looks like she has not come down to earth at all, because here she is, one, giving Rogan some shit. And I know I've criticized Rogan's commentary a lot, but she goes in on him to one of his best friends, Bert Kreischer, and this is on his podcast, the BertCast. Bert Kreischer says that he would ask Joe Rogan how long he would have to train for to beat Ronda Rousey in a fight. This is what she had to say.
Price point that would get you back in the octagon.
I mean, I have everything I want. There's nothing that would really change my life.
Let's do price points on this.
Okay, $1 billion.
$150 million.
$1 billion.
$350 million.
Billion.
You're just fighting Bert Kreischer.
All right. I will beat the shit out of you in your backyard for this house.
How long do I get to train? I was just talking to Joe on the walk over. How long for me to train to beat Ronda? That'll never happen.
He wouldn't know. He's not an expert. He's a fan with an audience.
Yo, she's not necessarily wrong, but it's just, I don't know. Is Joe an expert? I feel like Joe these days, based with his takes, is not really an expert on the sport anymore. At least not the expert that his fans say that he is. And this is what Bert had to say.
It's interesting. Is that how you feel about you?
Never fought.
He fought Taekwondo, right?
Okay, fighting Taekwondo would get the same fucking reaction out of me. But Joe Rogan does have 3 black belts. I would consider him an expert martial artist. I don't know if he's an expert commentator or analyst when it comes to MMA and UFC. But if somebody, I mean, that's kind of how I would respond to somebody saying they fought Taekwondo as well, because I actually fought in Muay Thai, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu. So, I mean, I probably would have responded the same way.
Never fought. That's not fighting. It's not fighting.
Well, I'm going to exit this conversation. No,
I don't want you to get any bad DMs. We need to get out.
This is going to tank her PR to like a new all-time low, even lower than it's already been, because although Rogan does give bad takes on MMA, when people do try Rogan, we do defend him in this community more times than not, especially like, when everybody went after him during COVID. As bad as Joe's takes are, he has platformed a ton of fighters to grow their audience and brought so many more eyes to the sport. He is one of our own when it comes to the MMA community. And Ronda Rousey is very much not one of our own. Even though she is one of the most famous fighters ever, she's not a part of the community. And she didn't even try to be. She thought she was better than the fans, better than everybody while she competed. And then she walked away and she's been salty since. Now, she did go on to say in MMA, the second that you're not on top, you're not shit and you never were shit. And now I know there is going to be tons, oh my God, like tons of hate coming towards Ronda Rousey. She did say a few things that are kind of true. And while her statements are incredibly salty, and she's been salty about the way her UFC career went for a long time, despite making millions of dollars and being treated like a god on earth while she was competing. One of the most unlikable people to ever be around this sport. She did kind of spit some bars, especially me as somebody that criticizes Khabib's legacy in the sport quite a bit. She does have some bars about Khabib right here and Khabib's fans, because this is her when she's talking about how when you're at the top of your game, you're a god on earth. And when you lose, you're not shit and you never were shit.
God, he's like he was like almost a mythical creature for a while.
Yeah.
He was like this ninja, and he would hypnotize everyone in front of him. And second he loses, oh, Anderson ain't shit. He never was shit. Fedor Emelianenko, great, one of the greatest ever. Second he loses, oh, Fedor ain't shit. He never was shit. And I think the only reason that why MMA fans have their lips so firmly planted at the base of Khabib's cock is because he retired before he reached his limit.
I'm not going to argue with that point, because Khabib did bounce out of the sport as Charles Oliveira was on his rise, as plenty of other big time contenders that could have given him a hard time. He never fought Tony. He did duck out of the sport a little too early. And so I'm going to support her fully on this Khabib slander, because I'm on the same boat with this Khabib slander. But the thing that I disagree with her is that how she says how everyone said Anderson ain't shit after he wasn't shit. Everyone said that Anderson Silva was God on earth, and then he lost. He was never shit. Same thing with Fedor Emelianenko, and same thing with her. One, she's not even in the same category, skill-wise or legacy-wise, in my opinion, as Fedor or Anderson Silva. The reason that she's so wrong is because fans didn't say they never were shit. It's just that the sport got a lot better, and she would not have lasted in today's MMA. Her and Kayla Harrison are the same age. They competed against each other in judo. Kayla Harrison would murk her shit today. So she's not the best ever. And it's frankly, in her case, I think it's kind of fair to say that she never was shit because she competed in a very, very weak women's bantamweight division at the time. That was a new division. They gave her the belt in her first fight. She didn't even have to earn it. She just was defending it in her first fight because she was the Strikeforce champion. So yeah, frankly, the sport passed her up very quickly because she wasn't very good. She just got there before everyone else. And this is her calling herself on the Breakfast Club podcast or radio show about a week ago, saying that she is the best ever. This is what she had to say. She's got to be rage baiting, but this is what she had to say.
Started training in MMA again. Started like getting like enjoying it, you know, again. And then it's really funny that like I'm training and everyone's like, so what are you training for? What are you doing? And I'm like, for my own joy. Is that bad?
They see you training, but they automatically think you want to come back.
I mean, they're like, well, you look so good. I'm like, well, because I'm the greatest ever. Like, of course, this is what happens when I train. You know, I look great. Sorry.
One, I must say, everybody looks good on pads, and she is a terrible striker for one. But is she really the best ever? Because what I remember about her career is her getting her head kicked off her shoulders by Holly Holm, never coming back to fight Holly Holm, for one, and two, getting the break speed off her by Amanda Nunes. I mean, like literally looking terrible. And that right there, Amanda Nunes is the best fighter of all time, at least for the women's division, not for all time, but best female fighter of all time. She says that if Khabib would have pushed himself to the limit and not bounced out of the sport early, that people would say the same about him. But what about Amanda Nunes? She's considered the greatest of all time, not Ronda Rousey, but she's considered the greatest of all time. And she retired, and now she's coming back to face Kayla Harrison, who very well could beat her. Used to fight at 155 pounds, competed in judo at 172. Amanda Nunes is putting her legacy on the line for possibly the hardest fight of her career. It's no Juliana Pena. It's no Raquel Pennington. It's Kayla Harrison. And so for her to call herself the greatest of all time with these clips out there and also not return to prove it while Amanda Nunes actively is crazy to me. Frankly, it's crazy to me. And this is her saying that she's been vilified. And I know that she says this is an old interview, but this is her calling herself, vilified by the MMA media for no reason. And Brian Callen defending her.
I feel like I'm really vilified by MMA media at this point. And I'm not really, welcome back, which is why I haven't gone to a UFC fight since, because I'm pretty sure if I walked into the arena, I'd be booed.
Why does that bother you?
Why? I guess I wish it didn't.
And she has literally made millions upon millions of dollars from the platform that the UFC put her on. They chose her, okay? They chose her. They put the marketing dollars behind her. The UFC chose her, and she got blessed with this career, in my opinion, because she was good. She was all right in an era of very bad female fighters, if we're being honest. And here she is. She does this guy's not an expert. I hate the fans. The fans are dumb. I'm better than the fans. I was the best of all time. But then she goes and cries about it on a podcast.
But, I gave them everything I had and it wasn't enough.
I hate that. So I gave them everything I had and it wasn't enough. You bounced out the second that you lost a couple fights and you never came back. You went to WWE and they hate you there. We'll get to that in a moment. But Brian Callen, he's one of fucking Rogan's friends as well, defending her. This is like one of the cringiest shits ever.
On me out to think that Ronda Rousey, the pioneer that she is, feels like she'd be booed at the UFC, the house that she helped build. Let's talk about this woman's accomplishment. Anybody that boos this woman's never done a damn thing in their life. This woman, forget the bronze medal she won in judo in the Olympics. I'm talking about a woman who actually, I believe, changed the world.
She's not going to let you hit, bro.
A historic figure. She changed the world. Historians will write about her the way they wrote about Roger Bannister when he broke the 4-minute mile, but I think she's a bigger figure than that. She stepped into the most male-dominated arena on the planet and said, hey, fighting belongs to women too. And let's be honest, bros like myself and everybody else I knew didn't think that was true till she came along. And she said, nah, you're wrong. Watch this. I'm a woman and I'll fight with the same passion, the same desire to win, the same ferocity as any man that's ever stepped into this cage.
And then also bounce out the second that you lose. What about Charles Oliveira? Bro got knocked out in June. Came right back. Took a short notice opponent and won, all right? So let's not talk about the same heart. Because the second that the going got tough for Ronda Rousey, she fucking bounced out of the sport to WWE.
That's exactly what she did. And hey, she was so exciting to watch. People who didn't like fighting would watch her. There was something about that woman. She was monumental and is monumental. So put some respect on her name, Ronda. Come to the UFC. I will be your personal escort. I swear to God, if any...
Oh, yeah, because Brian Callen being yours... Because Brian Callen being your personal escort at a UFC event is going to stop you. I'm literally about to cry. That shit's so funny. Yeah. Nobody's going to fuck with you if Brian Callen's around in his jeans and flip-flops.
Buddy, booze you. I will beat the living shit out of them. You are royalty. You are not booable. You're historic.
She's not royalty, all right? She is not royalty. I'm not trying to be like a revisionist, I'm not trying to do any revisionist history here, but she would be booed because she sucks, does not appreciate what the sport did for her. I know she did a lot for the sport, but what the sport did for her and what the fan base did for her to put money in her fucking pocket and allow her a platform to write a book every fucking 18 months. I just did a video about her like April of last year. So every 18 months, she can put out a book and cash a 7-figure paycheck because of the platform that the fans and the UFC gave her. And people like Joe Rogan gave her, saying that she can beat Ronda Rousey, or saying that she could beat Floyd Mayweather, crying, calling it a cultural event. And now she's going and turning on the guy. And then she goes, I gave him everything I had and it wasn't enough. And her delusion has been there since the beginning. I mean, even if we look back at her saying she could beat Floyd Mayweather, I remember this fucking conversation, ridiculous. But Ronda Rousey on... Power 106, which is an LA radio station. I'm familiar with it because I grew up in LA, but Big Boy and Power 106, I forget, it's Big Boy's Neighborhood or something like that. And she goes on to a show with a black host, takes on a black scent, and then says that she could beat up Floyd Mayweather. It's fucking crazy.
Man, keep it real with me. If UFC Octagon, if you were to fight Floyd Mayweather, would he stand a chance in your discipline? If he came in, no gloves on, just in karate shorts, just could he stand a chance?
I'll tell you what I'd do. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I would drop down to the ground and crawl over to him as fast as I can. And then I'd grab him by the leg. I wouldn't even stand up. I wouldn't even be anywhere near.
Dude, her black scent in this interview fucking drives me nuts.
Yeah. I would just do a little army crawl over there, and he would have to run away, and I would just be skittering after him like the one dude in Bloodsport that was doing like the whole like monkey crawl fight system. I would do that. I would just bear crawl over there, just too low for him to hit me, and I'd tackle him down. That's my plan.
So once you get him to the ground, then that could be it.
What?
Once you get him to the ground, that could be it.
Well, I mean, I spend a lot of time there, and I doubt that he does.
There's divisions based on gender and weight for a reason, is all I'll say. The way that she has turned on the fan base and Rogan specifically that helped platform her more than anybody, the fan with an audience that cried to her in front of his audience to help platform and build her. I mean, this is Rogan back in the day. Despicable. I mean, terrible that he did this.
I really knew that I was like seeing history. It's like, it's hard. I know it's hard for you to probably talk about it because you're living it right now, but like you're in the middle of history. Like what happened there? What's going on with you right now? Like you're a part of some crazy movement right now. It's not just sport. It's like you're this very unique example for other women.
And I understand Rogan has daughters of his own. I understand why he felt like this. But it was not really history because the way that the sport has grown and moved past her shows that she was not really history. I mean, we don't give a fuck about Ronda Rousey at this point. And, Rogan's a good guy. I don't think he's like a bad person. I think he just has really bad takes on the sport at times. And he really is. The main issue with Rogan is that he is what would you would call a prisoner of the moment. Like, you ever listen to Rogan, even during commentaries, it'll be like a random prelim fight and they have like a pretty solid exchange for like 40 seconds where, you know, exchange, reset, exchange, a little bit of clinch grappling, whatever. Exciting fight. And every single time there's an exciting fight, he says, "Oh, this is the greatest fight I've ever seen. That's the greatest calf kick I've ever seen. That's the greatest armbar I've ever seen. He's the greatest of all time. Nobody has been ever been a better wrestler than Khamzat Chimaev. Nobody's ever been a greater striker than Anderson Silva." And then Adesanya, and then Alex Pereira. He's a prisoner of the moment. The fact that he glazed her like this, and I know he's walked it back a little bit and admitted that he was wrong, but this right here, to turn on Rogan and basically do like what fucking Kendrick did to Drake. He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. Like, that's what she did to Rogan. And it just shows that she doesn't appreciate anything that anybody has ever done for her or her platform. I'm not saying she has to sit there and be like, "Oh, thank you so much for everything. Oh my God, I wouldn't be shit without the UFC." But you don't have to shit talk the people that helped you grow and help you change your family's life and change your life forever with the platform that they helped build for you. And I even remember back in the day, because her delusion has always been there. Her delusion's always been there, because she said that she could beat Floyd Mayweather. And now here she's talking about every excuse as to why she lost. This is the podcast called Not Alone, a podcast with Valeria Lipovetsky. I remember I covered this April of 2024 to show just how delusional she was. This is her making a string of excuses, including her mouthpiece being the reason she got knocked out.
Brain doesn't callous. It doesn't heal back stronger after a break. It's just an inevitable decline. And I just couldn't keep fighting at a level anymore. I'd taken punishment and taking punishment until I couldn't take it anymore. And then when I got to the point that I couldn't take it anymore, then I was like vilified as like, "Oh, she was all hype and she was just lucky," and she, you know, and people making all these judgments about me in a fight where I was literally, my first loss, I was not like, my mouth guard was bad.
My first loss, my mouth guard was bad? What the fuck are we talking about? That's even if your mouth guard was bad, that's your fault. You're the one that brought the fucking mouth guard.
Came into that fight concussed from slipping down some stairs already after our...
Why didn't you pull out? Dagestanis pull out when they stub their toe. If you really fell down a flight of stairs and got concussed, pull out of a fucking fist fight.
All of these years of, concussions. And then I had absolutely terrible weight cut, which, that means you have less fluid in your brain to protect it. And
should have been more disciplined in camp so you didn't have to cut so much weight.
And I was out on my feet for the entire fight. I was just trying to make it look like I wasn't hurt, but I wasn't there cognitively. I couldn't think as fast. I couldn't judge distance. And just from that one...
Bro, she was not judging distance regardless. She had some of the worst striking we've ever seen.
Fight, everybody felt like, "Oh, she's a fraud." And I know that like I'm the greatest fighter that has ever lived, but
I know that I'm the greatest fighter that's ever lived. Well, I understand like having this like level of delusion to a certain degree is necessary to be a world champion, to be great in anything. You do have to be delusional about your abilities. You have to be delusionally confident about your abilities. I mean, I sit here and I say, yeah, I make the best videos on YouTube. I make the best videos on MMA YouTube. Like, I genuinely believe that. I know there's MMA Guru out there. I know there's other big creators out there that make really great content. But for me to get where I want to go with this channel, I have a delusional belief or at least what some people would call a delusional belief about my own ability. That's just me being honest. So I understand where she's coming from. But if you're not fighting anymore, and you're never going to fight again, based on your own words, then shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up about greatest of all time, my mouthpiece, this. It's fucking crazy to me. And she really is the most unlikable person in combat sports. And we got Israel Adesanya, who does creepy shit with his dog and just made a joke on his Instagram story about Charlie Kirk's assassination like less than a week ago. That kind of passed everyone up. Not a lot of people caught that. Nobody likes her. She went over to WWE, and here's even Booker T saying she spit in the face of professional wrestling. There's a reason why people don't like you. Nobody cares about Ronda Rousey but Ronda Rousey. Like, Ronda Rousey is the most, like, nobody likes her. Literally nobody likes her because she badmouths everything after she leaves, after she's gotten her check and bounced. She went to UFC, they made her a superstar, they made her rich, and now she leaves, talks shit about everybody that helped her. goes to WWE, leaves and gets badmouthed. To a certain degree, you got to look in the mirror, is what I'm trying to say. To a certain degree, you have to look in the mirror and say, I'm not as good as I thought. People are better than me. And then you'll be a whole lot less bitter about the sport, to where you don't have to just write revisionist history novels and books or whatever it is and talk shit about somebody that helped platform you and get you the audience and the money and the notoriety that you have. Yes, Rogan does have bad takes on the sport. Yes, he is a fan, but 3 black belts, he is a master martial artist, okay? He is an expert martial artist. He might not be an expert MMA commentator because he has really bad takes. And honestly, a lot of the time, I think Rogan just eats a pack of edibles and just shows up without doing any research, compared to like the DCs and John Anik and Michael Bispings that spend the entire fight week interviewing fighters, doing their research. Rogan just kind of pops up. And I know that's his role because he's a big name. But to say he's just a fan with a big audience, I think is a little bit unfair, especially coming from her, because he used that audience to help build you. He had you on his show. So let me know your thoughts down below. What are your thoughts on this Ronda Rousey situation? Would she get booed if she came back to the UFC, like as a fan sitting in the crowd? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. Do you want more from Fight Society? Like and subscribe below this video and click the join button to become a channel member today to get access to behind the scenes vlogs and members only live streams.